Why do you work so hard?
I have no safety net. I'm a uni dropout in Singapore. I'm eating one meal a day. Like, bro, no one's got to save me. I never liked school. You have to follow rules that nobody can explain to you why. Marriage is a social construct. I'm against social construct.
Okay, so this is the part where somebody will go like, okay, if you're against the social construct, why earn money? Why don't just pack your bags, live in the jungle, be free?
Nobody has ever been disappointed when they met me. That's the key. Not true for a lot of people because their content is all short and it's all put up. Personal development classes, all these spirituality classes, business classes exist, right? Because of society conformity and conditioning. If everyone understood how to be unique right from the get-go, we are all out of fucking business.
Welcome to this episode of the Business Buddha podcast. On this podcast, we have the great Melvin Soh, famous speaker, author, trainer, good brother and friend of mine. And he specializes in working with speaker and trainers to become world class. Okay, so what's up, Melvin? Well, thank you for being on the show.
What is up?
Okay, welcome to the Business Buddha podcast. So this podcast is basically talking about both business and also the Buddha side, which is basically spirituality.
So we're going to talk about relationships.
Yeah, we're going to talk about relationships.
We're going to talk about self.
Yes. So for the viewers who are listening here or you're watching this, just to let you know, this podcast is going to be a bit more fun because I have...
Fun for who?
Fun for both of us, okay? Because I have a personal relationship, a long brother of mine, Melvin,
yes.
And then we're going to talk a lot, go deep. So, ultimately, I want to ask you one thing, okay? You started off as a super camp instructor.
Yeah.
Right? How the hell do you go from teaching kids to teaching adults working with people like Ken Honda, Marshall Thurber, famous people? What allowed you to do that shift? Because most people, like, if I teach kids, I stay in the kids' world for the next 20, 30, 40 years of my life. What made you want to shift there?
I think if I were to look back upon all of this, it's down to two things or so. I think the first thing is trajectory. And the second one is really the influence of what I feel that this is what I'm supposed to go and do. So let's explain the first one. The first one is trajectory, which means everything I do actually is based around a simple realization. The simple realization is simply that we have a conditioned self and we have a true self.
Yes.
So we are going to get straight to that. I never liked school, but I like learning. I don't like school, right? But school is a conditioned place. They have you wear the same fucking uniform. You have to follow rules that nobody can explain to you why. And you have to do a bunch of things that peg you in a certain way. Then you have people labeling you. You are a good student, you're not a good student. Good to who? But what if I like learning but I just don't conform to sitting there for 6 fucking hours every single time? No, you're a bad student. But I might love learning, I might be really, really good at it. So that's conditioning. Conditioning is the art of somebody deciding a kind of criteria and telling you whether you fit that criteria or not. By their benchmark, you're either good or bad. Not that you're spiritually, authentically good or bad, just that you don't meet my criteria, so you're bad. But if you meet my criteria, you're good. So I went through school and not really liking it. I went to Supercamp just as a way of making some money because I just left the army. And what I went there, so it was in the army, I made $700. They don't pay army people a lot. $700 a month. In Supercamp, I would make, so in 3 months, I'll make $2,100. In Supercamp, they paid $100 a day. So in 1 week, I will make $700.
But you started off like just assisting.
Yes, I just wanted to go there and just do a summer job before I went to Code University or so. Yeah. But deep down, I never ever liked the conditioning from society, from school. In Singapore or in many Asian countries, there's a certain criteria. If you match it, you're a good son. You're a good person. You are good. And if you don't, right, you're a bad person. Who the fuck set up this criteria? Right? And it's kind of interesting also. Every Asian country also, every different family has a different criteria also. So you're good in some places and not good in other places also. So I never liked that. I just want people to let me do my own thing. Right? So I want to learn. I feel that this is the best way that I learn. Let me do me. But no, they want to set up a criteria. So I go to Supercamp and I start to realize, hey, this is a place where it embraces and allows people to be who they are. You can learn in a visual way, auditory way, kinesthetic way. We support people. We don't label them mentally handicapped, learning handicapped, ADHD, etc. We let them learn. And guess what? When you let people learn authentically, they shine. And when they shine, we start to realize they have no fucking problem at all. So the real problem is the labels that have been given to them.
The system.
By the system. In 7 days, we have people that were previously shy, not shy. We have previously that cannot speak, they can speak. Previously cannot learn, they can learn. Previously cannot memorize, they can memorize. So what the fuck is the problem? The problem is not them. The problem is the label and the conditioning that we brought up with. So actually, I like the camp more than the kids afterwards. So I say, I want to stay on here. I want to stay on here and be a part of something that de-labels people, de-conditions people, and allows them to be free. And so that was why I kind of stayed on. It wasn't staying on because Tony Robbins used to do Supercamp. It wasn't staying on because, I like to learn accelerated technology. I stay on because this is a place that allows people to be free, to be who they authentically are. You know, and I want to stay there, and I wanted to share this with as many kids as possible and help as many kids as possible, because that essentially is the same work that I do now also. The work that I do in X Factor is to let people know, or in Market Leaders, or the work with all these other people, is to let people know that there's somebody inside them that is beyond who their parents told them, society told them, and they can actually shine and they can be great also. I don't have a uni degree. I dropped out of university. I'm not by default a great student according to my ability to sit fucking down and listen to rules. I did pretty well in school when I was there. But I wanted to show people that they can shine just because they find who they are and just be.
So, okay, so let's talk a bit more about that, right?
How about that for a first answer?
Yeah,
we
so
did
that's
not
a great
start.
first answer.
We did not start.
This one we're gonna go deep, hard, rough. Okay, for all the wrong reasons. If you're listening to this, okay. So you talk about deconditioning, right? So let's talk a bit about that, right? So when you talk about deconditioning, so everybody's used to the system where the system deconditions you. How do people decondition each other in business? Because that's what you do. Like X Factor is like I teach the same thing to my students, is that everybody needs to shine, right? And when everybody shines, what happens is you find your positioning, you find what makes you unique.
Yeah.
Right? So what do people do, or what does business do that forces people to try to fit into a bubble or frame?
I think mentally that's where they break you also. They break you when you're young. You know, they break you when you're young, so you find fear in non-conformity, but you find solace in conformity. So if you all wear the same fucking color, right, we are somehow safe. But if I wear a different color, I feel scared. But however, advertising and marketing is quite the opposite when it comes down to consumer behavior. People want to buy things that are unique.
Yeah.
So, but however, how are you going to be unique if you have conditioned yourself for the longest time to fear being unique? So the first thing is not even what you do marketing strategy-wise or business strategy-wise. The first thing is to decondition your fucking mind. To realize that, hey man, I am a unique individual.
Okay,
You know?
so let's stop here. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about uniqueness. Now, this goes against the conformity of branding.
Yeah.
Every bloody person who's in branding will tell you, dress up nice, show up in a three-piece suit, ladies gotta tie your hair, gotta look a certain way, gotta be rare, gotta be powerful. But then it's also trying to fit them into the power woman frame.
Yeah.
Right? So is that deconditioning? And then how do you talk about that? Because everybody in branding is talking about that.
Yeah, so if you have a whole bunch of people wearing the same thing and they have no idea why, that is the complete opposite of deconditioning. That is living by the condition. Because that's the same school uniform behavior. You know, so I think a lot of people, they sign up for that. That's what they are brainwashed to kind of believe. I'm not against people dressing well. I'm against people doing and wearing a bunch of things and not knowing why. Because that is like, you know, why are you doing this? No idea. My mom said so. This person said so. Do you have any clue? Nope, I have no clue. Then you're just a robot. Think about it. I'm totally for people that understand themselves. Pick out clothes, colors, themes, tonality, voices, design that matches who they are. I think a lot of the work is to support people to be free, then to self-discover, then have the courage to go out there and say, hey, this is who I am. And I want to design something that matches me authentically. So you need, first of all, right, you need clarity first. Then you need courage, you need self-awareness, you need all of these different things first. But you need to decondition them. And I think a lot of the workshops and classes, I mean, in some interesting, fucked up, funny way, right? Personal development classes, all these spirituality classes, business classes exist, right? Because of society's conformity and conditioning. If everyone understood how to be unique right from the get-go, we are all out of fucking business. My value's out of business, you are out of business, I'm out of business. People only come, right, because they consume the conditioning and it doesn't serve them, they are stuck, and therefore they need help.
So let's talk a bit about this, okay? So most people who listen to podcasts, they're business owners, they're founders. So maybe branding, not so much, but as a leader, how important it is to find your own unique leadership style.
I mean, it's literally why people follow you. If you just got to regurgitate a bunch of shit that you read somewhere and have no idea.
But that's what most people do, right? So they see like a model, they go to a class, they go to a seminar, they go to see a certain way of leadership, whether they use commission, but it's not in their DNA.
Yes.
Right? They are maybe a more loving person, but then they try to be harsh. Or they are very harsh, but they try to be loving.
So
how does that play out in business?
I think it plays out very simple. You know, modeling means people go there and copy and paste. We see that in advertising. Why do you have this offer? I have no idea. I saw a whole bunch of people have the exact same offer. It's very unfortunate also. And most of the time it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out for a very simple reason. Each one of us vibrate on a different energy frequency. And so when you do things that don't match your frequency, it's going to cost you a lot of pain. It's kind of like, if you are not meant to wear this color, and you wear this color, it looks great on somebody else. Yeah, fuck yeah, it looks great on somebody else. Don't look great on you. Some girls are not very, very tall, but they wear dresses that bring out their figure, that bring out something. They look great, but another person wear it. They look short, stubby, not attractive. So it's not whether this thing works or not. You can sell chicken rice and make money. You can sell duck rice and make money. And make money. You can sell cameras and make money. You can do anything and make money. Just, is it for you? That's the most important thing. So life is about finding something for you. A marketing model for you. A message for you. A leadership style for you. Build a business that's for you. For you is the most important stuff.
So wouldn't that be a fine line where all the things that are available in the world, like there has been somebody already doing it or doing something similar already?
Yeah, dude, of course you want to find people that are doing something similar. Because why? Because the fact is that if you enter a space that has not a single person there, so imagine right now we go to an island or we go to a part of Malaysia and like there's no fucking people there, I don't think we should stay there. There's probably a ghost there, or there's a demon there, or there's a monster there. There's nobody there because somebody went there, they all died.
Yes.
We fucking should never go to a place like this, uninhibited. Do you actually think you're so fucking clever to discover a segment of the market that nobody has ever thought about? We're so fucking intelligent. No. Probably people have gone there, right, and died. That's why there's nobody there. So I want to go to a place that at least has people. It's proof of demand and supply. But I want to go there where there is demand and there's supply, which is money is transacted, customers exist, and I want to go there, and specifically I want to do it in a unique way that's authentic to me and attract the kind of people that I want. That's the best way to do it. Don't go to a place that doesn't have any demand and try to be the king there. You might die.
So what are the steps to find our unique self? Because people probably listening to this, they probably also watch a bunch of podcasts that tell them you got to dress a certain way, you got to look a certain way, or this is Elon Musk fine for your leadership, whatever it is. How do we find our unique leadership style or our unique, as you call, X factor?
I think the first thing is you have to understand that you are a unique individual. So that alone begins a deconditioning process. You are a special person, you are a unique person, and remember the fundamental truth is we need to find something, not what fucking Elon Musk does, not what Bezos does, find something that works for you. So, number one, I am a unique person. Number two, who the fuck am I? That's the most important thing. When I used to do this like semi-dating, I won't call them classes or whatever. People come to me for help. And people say, I want to attract more girls in my life. I say, man, there are tons of fucking girls around. But the real key, right, is not a women problem. It's like, who are you? Do you want a party girl? You want a studious girl? You want a church girl? You want a whatever girl? If you cannot understand who the fuck you are, then how are you going to find what is suitable? I want to find someone that's for me. Who are you? I don't know. Then how the hell is it suitable? So if you cannot answer the first question, who the fuck are you? You are never ever going to find a good fit, because if you don't know who you are, where is the fit?
Okay, so let's talk a bit about this. So we come back to who we are first, but how do we even start? Like most people, this is where the spirituality part comes in. It's let's talk a bit about your journey. It's like you went through business, right? And then what happened was you had to discover a lot about not just yourself in business, but you also had to discover a lot about yourself in personal relationships as well. So let's talk a bit about this before we go into the relationship stuff. It's who am I? So what areas do people need to look at? Because most people they have what we call tunnel syndrome. They only look at what they want to see.
I don't think they only have tunnel syndrome. Most people have not done shit in their lives, right? They are of their own decision. And so they've always spent their entire lives just following what someone else told them to do. Why do you fucking study in this school? My mother David told me to. Why do you choose this job? My father told me to.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you have never stepped out of what somebody fucking told you to do and go and try something, go to a country, try something that's for you, fail, experiment, discover, away from somebody fucking telling you in your side year what you have and have not do, you don't understand yourself. I totally understand why people eat, pray, love. You know why they eat, pray, love? Because they escape conditioning and finally go to Bali, India, wherever the fuck they go to, and finally ask that simple question, what do I want to do? Who am I? I'm now in a country with no conditioning. It's a brand new place. Nobody's there tugging at my string or telling me in my left or right ear what to do. What do I want to do? And in that 1 month, right, they truly discover, actually, I like the beach. Actually, I like this particular work. Actually, I like doing this. And in that 1 month or 2 months or half a year or 1 year, they discover that. You only discover when you cut all the fucking other chains and cords and go and truly be you. But if you're always listening to what someone says, then you never know what you're doing, right?
And what was one of the biggest things for you that allowed you to discover yourself?
The most important thing is quitting university.
For you?
Yes. When I quit university, I chose to not be a part of society construct. But it came at great fucking pain. Because then my parents were like, you're a fucking idiot. Because I got 4 A's. which in Singapore puts you in the upper 0.0001%. I went to the top school. I went to the top stream of the top school. The top school in Singapore is Hwa Chong JC. I went to the top stream. So the top stream is called the humanities program that produces scholars and commissioners. I was taught by white teachers from the UK. So I went to the top school, the top stream, and my grades were the top.
And then you quit.
And I quit. I have grades that can get into embassy, get a president's scholarship. There are people with president's scholarship that are on par with what my grades were.
And then your brother is...
My brother, bless his soul, he did well. He became a Stanford master's scholar, but his grades are kind of half of what mine is.
Okay, so what made you quit school? You were like 18 back then?
No, I finished 18 and then we had 2 years of army. So at
22. So
in 2006.
What made you like, I don't want to be part of this construct? Like what, like I think like there are people listening say, okay, I agree, but then how do I break free?
Yeah, so the super simple question, the super simple answer to that question was, how do I break free, right? So I want to answer the 2 parts. I decided not to, right? Specifically because I always felt this, I'm a why person. So before you tell me a bunch of things, right, I'm more than compliant, happy to do it. But you got to tell me why. Like, if it makes sense to me, I'll fucking do it. But if you tell me, hey man, hey Mel, I want you to do a bunch of shit. And I say, why? I don't know, because I said so. Or the rule said so. Then I'm fucking disinclined to follow it. You know, so that's the kind of person that I am. So when I came out and I was finally at an age where I was
this
like...
was the army, right? You came
Yeah,
out
after
from
army, I came out about university. I was at the age where I can kind of decide whether I want to or not.
Yes.
I was like, why am I doing university? And my parents were like, this is what you should do. And now I'm 21 already. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking spend any more time doing exactly what someone else tells me to do. Do I have a plan? No. But that process of pain, right, of not going to university, coming out to discover 5, 6, 7 years, hitting errors, making mistakes, doing things wrong, helped me discover under real pressure who I am. This is who I am. This is what I'm good at. Why? Now I have physical evidence of being in a place where I've done things that are not me to realize, hey, that's not me. In a place where this is me, this is me. So now real life, real evidence, real experience helps me determine who I am. My certainty is not based on just NLP. My certainty is not just based on some belief that has not been tested. My certainty is based on having done it before.
And so when you did that, were you afraid? Were you fearful?
Oh, it's scary. It's scary. You know, you have no safety net. You know, there
So
are
how do you manage to do that? Like I think
desperation, hunger, commitment down a road that you obviously did not perhaps think it through the best.
Yeah,
And
so that's a lot of people do. Like they realize I don't want to be part of the construct. I step out. I ask why. They try something.
It's hard.
And it's hard. It blows up in your face.
And I guess in some way that's why there's a construct. Right?
Yeah. So
Because
what
the
happens?
construct gives
So
you
how
safety.
do you not retreat from the construct and then keep moving forward?
You understand that at the end of the day, when you discover who you are, it is hard at the start. It's painful at the start. It's challenging at the start. There's no safety net. And you can always retreat back and just never go back. Go back to the Matrix. It's just like the first fucking movie. Cypher did it. Cypher was part of the team with Neo on board. And Cypher felt that the life outside of the Matrix, being free, was too difficult. That's why he asked Agent Smith, can you plug me back in? He says this, I know this stake isn't real, but at least I'm like, you know, I get to experience it. I know it's fake, but I want the safety net of it. You have to decide at the end of the day, do you want safety net? Or do you want raw, real, happiness, creation, authentic? If you don't want that, you can always go back to the safety net. Somebody will tell you what to do. You can do that. You will not be happy, but you will survive. You might even do not bad, but you're part of the construct. You are in the Matrix. So this very simple question, do you want to get out of the Matrix or not? Now when them motherfuckers get out of the Matrix, their life ain't fucking fantastic all the time. In the Matrix, you're so a delusion. And so you're not free, but you're so a delusion. When you're free, when you're out of the Matrix, it might not always be great, but you know that it's real. So that's my core thing. Is it real or is it not? I would rather take real any fucking day versus something that's fake. There's delusion. There's conformity. More importantly, I know it's fake. Then I still get participated. Fake. That's what I want to do. Like, no. I just cannot. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's the real answer to all of this fucking shit. Is that I just have a low threshold for bullshit.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about low threshold. Like you are a religious man? You used to.
I don't consider myself religious.
I would say like you used to go like there used to be a lot of church influence.
My ex-wife was worked in Sea Harvest, you know, and I don't think she will mind me saying this. She's kind of you know, she does social media stuff. I'm not saying she's an influencer, but yeah, she does social media stuff, and she had a lot of influence at church. So I wouldn't say I particularly was like super Christian.
Yeah.
I went to church quite a bit to support her.
So you had that background, right? You've been to church, all of that, and then
I sat at the back and did my work. I gotta be real honest.
Okay.
I wouldn't exactly say I participated in a great deal of Bible study.
So you didn't participate in a great deal of Bible study. Okay. But then, you know, one of the conformity that you did was you had everything going for you. You were at the peak of your business career.
Yeah.
Then you decided to throw it all away by saying, hey, I want a divorce. What happened?
I wouldn't exactly say I threw it all away. Just that, you know.
But it was rough. Like
yeah, I mean, it was definitely rough.
Can you tell us like what made you, like, most people in the seeking of truth, in the seeking of who they are, what they do is they don't want to rattle what's already working. Like there are people who are listening to this and then they're literally going, I have a husband, I have a wife, I may be a bit unhappy, but
and in no way am I telling anyone to divorce, by the way. I just felt, okay, so there are 2 or 3 parts here, which I think are very deep wisdom.
Yes.
I think first and foremost, I wouldn't say that I threw it all away. I think fundamentally when we first started, we were just 2 people that wanted to have a great time.
Yes.
And we had a great time. And that was awesome. And one thing I've realized about relationships, why long-lasting marriages or relationships are hard, is because people evolve. So let's say you want a great time, I want a great time, we get together because we both want a great time. Along the way, you stop wanting a great time. You might want, you know, a family or maturity or stability or intellectual discourse. But I'm still the great time guy. So now you have changed your preference, and now your preference changes. I now have to keep up because I'm still stuck on the same original track of having a great time. But now let's say you want intellectual discourse. I did sign up to be Mr. Intellectual Discourse. I signed up to be great time. So now you're like, hey man, I don't want a great time anymore. I've outgrown that stage. I say, shit, now I want discourse. I can try, but remember, I'm the great time guy. I might not be able to fit intellectual discourse. To stay in a long-lasting relationship, right, is to flow through the stages of each other, man and woman, going through stage A, B, C, D, E, and going, all right, let's join you in A, B, C, D, E. And sometimes people cannot.
Why couldn't you?
They cannot because what I started out with, as she evolved to a stage where she wanted, you know, something a bit more stable, she wanted family, etc. I tried. And I realized, hey man, that's not quite me.
Will you say you're a playboy?
I said that.
I think people might be listening and then they might have a misconception. Like some people might go, no, he's just afraid of commitment.
Yes. No, let's examine first. Because playboy, afraid of commitment are all very different things also. Playboy, afraid of commitment, have fun. What I want to do, right, is freedom, in case no one actually already discovered, the idea of freedom and having the ability to move in different spaces and connect and not be tied down. Now, it doesn't mean that I do not want commitment. It doesn't mean that, but I just do not want, I'm against social construct. And unfortunately, marriage
It's a social contract.
is a social construct. So they might be like, oh my God, Melvin's against marriage. In some way, yes. Like, I'm happy to be here with you. I just don't want to sign a piece of paper that you don't know why you're signing. I don't know why I'm signing. We are having external pressure from signing. Because that was what we had a conversation afterwards. I spoke to my ex-wife and we were like, why did we sign the paper? We had something good going. And she was like, I also don't know. I think the church wanted me to. I said, I didn't want to also. Do you want to? Actually, I also don't want to. Why the fuck do we even do it? We agreed to a construct that made none of us happier because we tried to conform. And guess what? It's done. So that's kind of interesting, right? I should, retrospectively, should never have signed it. I'm still great friends with her. We still chat. But, you know, this might rile a lot of people. Be like, oh my God. But I'm against that. I'm against that. For some people, if they're happy, sign.
Okay, so this is the part where somebody will go like, okay, if you're against the social construct, why earn money? Why don't just pack your bags, live in the jungle, be free?
But that's not against a social contract. Think about this, right? I feel that my purpose is out there to help people. And as I help a lot of people, I give a lot of value. In return, I get money in terms of resources to be able to lead my life. Now, however, I am not entirely not doing that you just mentioned. Because even though I make a good amount of money, I don't have a home.
You have a home, you travel all around.
I live out of a suitcase.
Yes.
I don't buy a watch.
Oh.
I don't buy a car. I take my Grab. So in a way, I'm kind of doing what you kind of mentioned, which is, yes. So I'm not denying what you just said. I'm just saying I'm doing my work while simultaneously living in some interesting way according to what you just defined, which is like, do whatever the fuck you want to do. So you have to understand. So as I discovered this about myself, right? So am I a playboy? I don't believe you should play with people's emotions. So let's put that out there. So play like, am I afraid of commitment? I was committed with her for a good amount of time. In fact, I'm still friends with her. You know, I have been in relationships before and I'm happy staying in relationships. I have had business partnerships that lasted, more than 8 years or so. I'm happy existing in long-term friendships, partnerships, relationships, etc. Yes. But I just want it done in a way that is not something that we are abiding by social constructs and conformity. Just let me be me. Don't ask me all of a sudden, right, to do something that I might disagree with. You might not even want, but we have to do it because someone else says so.
Okay, so let's go back to a bit of business. Like, you made the shift. I talk about this thing called Black Stallion, White Unicorn.
Oh, wow, I love it. Black horse, white horse with a horn.
Yes. So basically, the concept that I teach my students is basically like when somebody's starting out, right? When you make the shift to go from Supercamp, I saw you make the shift to Supercamp to doing Marshall Turbo, right? Business and accelerated business school, right? And one of the things that I talk about is like, even for me in my journey, it was like when I started out, I was doing great, but for me to go to the next level, I found a black horse. Back then it was Justin, who wanted to have kids.
Video hero.
And he passed me this video hero brand. I grew it to the next level. And I saw the same with you. You found a black horse. Back then was the aging Marshall Turbo. And you took it, you took this whole thing and you brought it to Malaysia, Singapore, Japan,
around the whole Asia,
all
Taiwan,
of Asia,
Thailand,
all that. And then, so that's what the black horse is that every young person, like, or if you're shifting into something new, you always need, is there a mentor? Is there a person who has been there, done that? And then can you leverage off them to build your brand and then maybe you do your own thing? So I seen that journey. So the White Unicorn is basically you finding your own journey. So I realized that you did that with Marshall Turbo, and then you built this big brand, and then you then leverage off it, and you go, hey, here's my X Factor, and then you went off and spin off a lot of your own success stories. I would argue,
I mean, I never thought of it in that way. I would even argue that, if you use that concept, even Supercamp could have been considered a black horse, but then again, that would mean that a good 2008 to 2016, I mean 8 years, Turbo was a good 10 years of my business career, which has been 18 years. 10 years would have been a black horse. I don't know if I considered it that way. I understand the concept. Do I think that people can use it? I think so. I think it might not take you 10 fucking years. That's a very slow horse if you're using a horse, right? I think it's good to find a mentor at the start and find people that honor and respect you. And for some people, even, they can continue working with, alongside, for even the mentor long into the future. Especially if you find a good person, that can be an outlet. Not everyone needs to come out and do their own thing. It's very fucking hard to do your own thing. Some people exist, wealth dynamics wise as a number 2, number 3, etc. And you don't always have to be a superstar, right? Every team can only have that many superstars, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with a superstar. Some people exist to help the superstar. Some people exist to defend. While there's a superstar there, they can win the fuck lot of medals. There are people in the Real Madrid team that won 5 European Cup championships. They are not a superstar. But remember, they got 5 medals. So they were part of the squad. That was pretty fucking good, man.
So which then leads back, it's like when you found Marshall, right, you were nobody. Like you did Supercamp.
Fair.
Yeah, you did Supercamp. So how you managed to even get somebody like Marshall, creator of Money and You, creator of Business and You, who created this amazing program, who trained Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins. How do you even get somebody like of that stature to just agree to you?
I think to be really honest, right, I'm gonna take just about zero credit on this. I'm gonna say that I distinctly remember I was in a state of struggle with Leila, my ex-wife at that point of time, and I was in a Starbucks. She in Coronation Plaza, it's at Bukit Timah, and she had to attend to something. I remember this particular day at the Starbucks. It was about 7 or 8 p.m. I was on my very, very slow fucking laptop because I was broke as shit. And I was like just trying to think of ways that I can learn, etc. And I don't know why I clicked on Marshall Thurber, and around the 4th or the 5th page of Google, then I found that he was, number one, still alive. I thought the guy was dead.
Yes.
And number two, like fucking doing a workshop in Melbourne. I was like, is this real? Is this a scam website? Like, what the fuck? Right? I remember the guy who
It probably looks
organized
very scammy also.
it looks scammy as shit. You know, no offense, Matt Haskin, right? So Matt Haskin had his site, you know, on the website. I was like, what the hell is this? And I clicked and I was like, oh my God, like I found a coupon code and I was like, and something told me to go. Now remember, I was broke. I didn't have money. Never been to Melbourne before. Scammy website. Marshall Thurber. I thought the guy did. I said, you know what? I'll go and find a way to go. So I went to my dad. I brought the last 10K from him, or 5K, or whatever amount of money. And I just said, hey, you know what? Lend me your money. I want to go. My dad, bless him. He said, hey, man, son, you know, you've been doing this business thing ever since you quit. And I quit in 2008, right?
So 10 years?
This is 1.5, so about 7 years.
7
He said, hey, man, son, hey, you have been doing not much for the last 7 years. So this is the last 10K I'll lend you. I said, man, all right, thanks. So I took 10K. I booked myself a ticket. I bought Turbo's thing. I even bought ticket for Leila also to go there. And I said that's the smartest decision I ever made. If I never go and see Turbo, I'll still be broke. And I went to see him, and that was when I met Bill, and everything changed. So I felt that I was drawn to go there. So I want to say, oh, you know, because I was so fucking strategic, I went to think of a black horse and a duck. No, bro. I fucking was at Starbucks. I felt a calling that's like, you know, you gotta be there. Like somebody was like, you gotta be there. Then I just went and made it happen.
Will you say that's God or that's the universe or what?
I have no idea. Someone invisible suddenly wanted me to be there, and it was very, very strong. And I was like, yes, sir, I will fucking be there. And you must understand, I've never been to Melbourne, bro.
So what sign? Like you never been to Melbourne.
I don't know, bro.
Like what was it? A divine moment? Was it a gentle whisper?
No angel came down. I have no idea, bro. It's just a feeling. It's a very, very strong feeling. I have always been very, very intuitive. And I listened and I was like, I gotta be there. And so I found myself 2-3 months later in Melbourne. Melbourne cold as shit, right? I come out, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I kept thinking to myself, how the fuck did I end up like being here?
Yes.
I've never wanted to be here. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I said, this fucking seminar better be great. So I go up there and in walks Turbo. I'll always remember, right? I enter a room, in walks Turbo. And I'm like, oh my God, there's Marshall Turbo. Right? He starts talking and I'm like, fucking hell. Holy shit, I can just feel like my cells, my brain reprogramming in that moment. And then we play lots and lots of games. And I suck at every single one of them. Because I have so much conditioning, scarcity, bad frames, and I fucking suck at every single game. Sometimes games are a great reflection of what's going on in your brain. I was horrible at every single one. You know, I even put my hand up, there was like this XY game also. Right, they're supposed to indicate like scarcity and abundance. I was like full on scarcity, man. And I remember Marshall told me like, so that's precisely, I bet that shows up in your life. I was like, 3 days of fucking like brainwashing positively. It wasn't like brainwashing like his brain, because my brain is very fucking dirty, so I really need a washing. And reprogramming, self-discovery. I was like, oh my God, I like get it.
And so how do you, when you got it, how do you transition from that to being able to bring him to Asia?
But I had already spent 8 years at Supercamp, so I was very, very familiar with the idea of bringing foreign speakers.
Yes.
And most of the Supercamp trainers are from the US. I had no idea at that point in time whether I could do it. I just felt calling. I said, hey man, I really think your work is great. It's really shifted me. I'd love to see some way I can bring you here. I just said, and I had no right to do it. Didn't have a list, didn't have a fuck ton of money, just had a feeling. And I said it. And Marshall could see that in the last 3 or 4 days I played food out. His star student, Bill and there, could also see it. And I was just committed.
And then just brought them over.
Yes, I was.
So you had a business plan, like this is the part. People
absolutely not, bro.
No.
None, zero.
Nothing. And then how do you even, where do you even start? Like I think the better question is, how do you even begin with so much uncertainty? So there's a pattern so far. It's like you quit school, you didn't have a plan. You started this, you didn't. You went to Melbourne, you didn't have money, you didn't have a plan. You said, hey, I'm going to bring you to Asia. You did not have a plan. And in the world where everybody's trying to plan their shit out, they're asking ChatGPT, give me the 10-step plan. In a world of so much uncertainty, how do you deal with all that?
Just have big fucking balls. You just have big balls. I think actually apart from big balls, the next one is you have to have absolute commitment and certainty. You know, people ask me, how do you sell more than 40 million Sing dollars worth of stuff? I tell them that the first key, right, is never sell anything you don't 100% believe in. You see, people put slick persuasion skills before belief. And I know it sounds very Napoleon Hill thing and grow rich, but banter this word around. But it has to come down to commitment, certainty, belief. I absolutely believe by first hand that I was there by divine intervention. I absolutely believe that I had to go through all of that for 10 years later, whatever work that I have to do right now. It all started from there. I believe that something wanted me to help Marshall. And so I was committed. I listened and I was committed. And I'll be like, first commitment comes. Then you find a way.
So
People usually are the other way around. So let's speak about this. It's very simple. Law of sowing and reaping. First you sow, then you reap. But people confuse it. They'll say, hey man, when I get the crops, that's when I will plant. Motherfucker, you got it wrong. Because you plant, then you get the crops, right? But say, hey, I will have full faith when I get the crops, then I'll plant. When I have money, I will manage it. No. When you manage it, you will have money. Not the other way around. So at the start, you got to say, it's $1. You better manage $1. It's not when I have $1 million, then I'll learn how to manage. No. It's when you learn how to manage, then you have $1 million. It's not when I get the result, then I'll do it. No, it's when I do it, then I'll get the result. Let's not get this confused. It is not when I see the plan, then I'll be committed. It's when I'm committed, I will find the plan. The law of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow. But first you have to sow, then you reap. Everybody will sow once they reap. But at the start, there is sowing. We don't know what we will reap. That's why you got to step into the unknown. That's it. Everybody will fucking do it, right, when they see the result. Right? But hey man, it don't work like this. Or you get the result after you step into the unknown first. This is why the entrepreneur makes the most amount of money. Because everybody can come in when there's something to elevate it, be a part of it. But the entrepreneur is the one that makes something out of first nothing. And that's the hardest. 0 to 1. You know something out of nothing is? You come here, there's nothing, you know. This fucking place, this studio, imagine, when you first come here, nothing. Someone needs to go inside, nothing, and go, I see a studio. Someone needs to go to a plot of land and say, I see a building. Where's the building? It's a fucking bunch of grass patch, you know, with fucking weeds. Somebody has to have something out of nothing. Now, when there's a building, it's easier to build another floor and another floor and another floor. That's easy. But something out of nothing is hard.
So let's talk a bit about that. Like, after you divorced, like, I remember it was a tough place.
Yeah.
Right? It was a tough place. Tell us more what you went through. You had to pack, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, why?
First of all, I'm not advocating divorce. I simply got divorced. 30 seconds to talk about this. Very, very simple. It's because we kind of realized that when we started out, eventually she wanted different things.
Yes.
I tried to give her those different things.
Okay. So here's the part. Like, some people, they know it's different things. But because of the house, the car, the finances, the kids.
If you can't get along,
they stay with it.
Still gonna go eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some people try to stick around at a great cost of their own personal happiness and end up being glorified roommates. Roommates means you sleep in one place and another person sleeps in another place. The marriage is over. Just that whether you want to acknowledge it is over, which means everyone goes their own separate way and go about your own happiness, or we can sleep in separate rooms. It's still over. I'm not advocating one or the other. If you guys no longer care and love for each other and you guys lead separate lives, it is over. Right? But whether you want to separate and part ways to go about the things that you want or not, it's up to you.
But why didn't you do that? Just do separately, like glorified roommates.
That was what we did.
Yeah, but you could not need the divorce. Then you don't need to pay 50% in all the matrimony, all that stuff.
I mean, she was with me there when I first started, so I was just more than happy to, you know, give her what I felt that she helped me contribute through. You know, I have a great relationship with her, and I felt she was more than entitled to pursue the happiness and the stage of life that she wanted to. You know, I think for her and for all the ladies watching, sometimes women decide their identity and what's important to them based on this sentence. My name is whatever, right? And if you're watching this, you're a female, and I am a. So for some people, they say I'm an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is the most important thing. For some people say, and I'm a woman. So maybe exploring their femininity. She says, my name is Layla and I want to be a mother. Hey, maybe I'm not very down for having kids. But her identity is to be a mother. So what are we going to do?
Yes.
She got to go and pursue whatever her identity is. Right? She has already decided that this is really important for her. Right? So I mean, I was more than happy to let her go and fulfill that dream. And I'm happy that now she has a kid.
Yeah, and the thing is this, like, you are a very extreme person.
Am I?
Yes, you you train with Navy SEAL coaches.
Yeah.
You suffocate yourself inside the swimming pool. You work out at 1, 2 a.m. You do ice baths all day long. You are a hustler. You work
Hustler,
really, really, really hard.
Okay.
Why do you put yourself through so much work and torment? You fly from Philippines to Singapore, 1, 2 days. You do the class. You fly out on the night. You go to another place. Why do you work so hard?
A few reasons. Number one, I probably need some kind of therapy.
Do you think you're loose in the head a bit?
I think I find peace, solace, and purpose when I do what I'm supposed to do. I think I have been engineered in a certain way to get something done. And only when I do that which I'm supposed to do, do I feel like myself. Yeah. And when I don't, then it takes me a while to kind of realize, like, you know, it's like a highly calibrated weapon. I only feel myself when I am doing that which I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
When I'm not, right, I feel like this weapon is not being utilized.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know what to do also. And then there's also a tendency for the weapon to be used for less positive purposes, which I've more than experienced. And so, like, I almost feel like I need to do it.
So that's why you do all this.
Yes.
So what do they teach
I made more than
you?
enough money to fucking retire.
Yeah,
But
so-
I need to do it.
Yeah.
But I need to do it, or else. Because I got 3 options: do something, do nothing, do something not so good. Trust me, I've tried to do 2 and 3. It's not great for me.
So you're hoping that just by keeping yourself busy, you can.
No. I'm not keeping myself busy by just like fucking moving around and
Yes.
shit. I have to do what I'm supposed to do.
Your purpose.
Yes.
How do you find your purpose?
By not finding your purpose first, by doing a bunch of dumb shit and realizing, hey, I don't really think this is
Okay,
for
so
me.
this is very opposite. Like people will literally go, "How to find a purpose?" Okay, meditate, visualize what comes to your mind. But why
you
do
only truly know if you have already done it. What? How do you know whether you like fucking the food? You are a foodie.
Yes.
How do you know whether you like the food? We can.
No, you
imagine.
taste- yes, you taste
There's no
shitty
other
food.
way. We can look at the picture. We can hear the reviews, and we can do watch the videos. The only time you truly know.
But then
It's to eat
people
it.
would like, wouldn't this be what some people call reckless? How do you know the
doesn't-
relationship works? So just try it, but it's reckless. Like I'm not going to throw myself into something where I don't know what's going to happen.
So what's the alternative? We just go and think. We're thinking not gonna help. We can measure. We can go and think. But we think already, it might still not be true. You know, Mama Adi say right, and all the generals say right. Everyone has a plan. They get punched in the mouth. Right? Or otherwise known as every plan, every war strategy, military plan fails or falls apart at the first point of contact. Right? Because your plan doesn't quite behave. You can write a sales script. Do people really behave like the way the sales script does? No, right? They behave some ways and some ways not. Right? So I'm not advocating for no plan. I'm also not advocating for full plan. Because no one ever behaves the way the fucking plan comes up with. You have a skeleton of a plan, but then you adjust and adapt along the way. But nothing takes away from action. You know what you like by eating a bunch of shit you don't like. Then afterwards you taste it and you're like, oh my god, I fucking love this. You know?
So how does this play out in your relationships?
You have to.
Because you said I'm non-conformity, I don't conform to society. So right now, you in business you don't conform. You show up in a meeting in t-shirts when people show
That's
up
fair.
in a
I ain't
jacket,
wearing a
right?
t-shirt.
Right? And sometimes you're most of the time you're very casual, and then you manage to pull it off. Then maybe people just say it's his ego, it's his arrogance, or maybe confidence. Well, how much would you say that it's because ego, arrogance, or confidence, or is it really like you can pull it off? What?
I don't know if it's ego, arrogance, or confidence. I would think specifically, should I say even ego? I don't really have a super big ego about it. I just,
No, but how do you pull it off?
but this is who I am, man. You see, or not?
It's
I could have
about
bought all the-
absolute clarity of who you are.
Yeah, because first of all, I wore the fucking suits before. I did it during the Marshall Turbo previews. I didn't like it. You know, I wore the fucking pink color inner shirt. I wore the Benjamin Barker before. I wear the Gator shoes. I mean, I wore it. I did a preview, and the first fucking moment I took it all off. I don't know if you can't notice that. Like every single time, right? The moment I'm done, I'll be like, are we done? And then I'll go in the corner, I'll take everything off and wear a black color t-shirt. because I was done. Then I was like, okay, do I still need to wear these fucking shoes? No, I take it off. This is who I am.
So how does that play out in relationships?
I think it plays out because now, at where I am these days, I have a lot more clarity. So I just go and find people. I do two things. I find people that let me be me, and I tell them this is me. And after they listen to all of these, if they're like, okay, then we can talk further. If they're like, no, then we just don't even begin. I think I set people up for success. I just tell you first, like, this is who I am. Like, this is who I am is not designed in a way to either arouse or please you or excite you or even displease you. This is just who I am. Then the next one is, are you okay with it? If you're not, you're more than entitled to find somebody that makes you feel great. If you're cool with this, then it's great. You know, so I find people that let me be me, and I just tell them first. And whatever the answer is, we got to respect.
And
that's the heartbreak part also.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you really want things to work, but then there are people with
They just walk away.
beliefs and lifestyles and things.
Okay,
that are
so
very
this is the question: do you try to break them free from the belief,
No.
or no, you
No.
don't bother?
No, bro.
So that means you don't have a lot of friends who really believe in what you believe, don't you?
Not true. I think there are a lot of people that actually do believe in the things that I believe. It also means that I can't always get along with every single person.
Yes.
Right? And that's fine. You know, because I've come to the realization that I can either adjust these beliefs and, you know, just maybe not believe them so strongly. But that would be not be true to me. So I just like, this is who I am. And I'm not like overly like expressive about it or under expressive about it. Because some people like to rub their beliefs in your face.
Yes.
I don't think that's cool. But I don't want to understate it also, as if like it's not important. Because that'll be a lie. I just say this is who I am. And then at the end of the day, like, if this jives with you, then it's cool. Then just find some way. And if it does not, then it's fine also.
And you have a tattoo on your hand. Like, can you
Two
can you tell us why do you tattoo those two?
Once again, I think it's almost like some kind of
So
divine thing.
just tell the viewer what the words are on left.
So this one is feel not think. This one is do what really makes you happy.
Yeah.
Right? And you must
When do
accept-
you take the tattoo first?
Yes, I'm about to share. So you will love this story. It's super funny, and I've never told it before. So these tattoos are from 2010. Now 2010, I'll tell you something. You have not heard this story before. So you have to understand. Nobody in my family has a tattoo. My cousin is a tattoo artist also, right? So in my mom, dad, brother, etc. We don't have my grandmother's side. My cousin is a tattoo artist in Chinatown. And that's all. Like for the longest time, no desire to get tattoos. And so, 2010, this is actually a true fucking story. I am at Success Resources and I'm volunteering for Guerrilla Business Intensive.
Yeah, and so basically
The speaker is Alex Mandosian.
It's a business class.
Yes,
right?
and I'm doing AV.
Yes.
So remember, I never wanted a tattoo at all in my life. So I just want to go down there, Success Resources, Half Acres, Guerrilla Business Intensive. Is he there? I'm not quite sure, but I know that Mandosian is doing most of it. On day 1 or 2, I wake up in the morning and I just feel like today I'm going to get a tattoo. I also think to myself, what the fuck is wrong with me? So I call the AV people. I say, hey guys, I think I'll be coming in late. They say, why? They say, I think I need to go handle something. I never know how to find a tattoo, how to get a tattoo. So I go online and I type, how to find a tattoo. There is this shop in Bugis in Singapore called Visual Orgasm. I said, okay, I guess we will get a tattoo. So I had in my mind, right, the exact words and the exact like outline of how this thing looks already. Never been to a tattoo shop. I go in there, right? It's like orangey also. I go in there and I press the doorbell and the guy comes in and say, and I'm like, all right, guys. He said, are you here to get a tattoo? I said, I'm here to get a tattoo. He said, then I said, this is exactly what I want. The guy looks at me and said, you know this is permanent, right? I said, yes. I said, how soon? I said, do now. So he said, really? Because you know what I mean? I have no tattoo. I don't even look like a fucking tattoo guy. So I went there and did do what really makes you happy. He did 30 minutes. Once it's just cursive, I said, I want it to look like this exact font. He said, you sure? Permanent, I said, no, so first they print it out, then they outline it, then they tattoo it over. So then afterwards they put it in plastic wrap. Then with that plastic wrap, I go down to fucking Singapore Expo and continue volunteering at Mandosian's thing. Then everyone's like, why do you have the plastic wrap around your wrist? I said, I just went to get a tattoo. And people are like, what the fuck? So you're late because you went to get a tattoo? I said, yes. 1 week later, I see the font for feel not think. Then I go down to the shop again. This time I say, hey guys, you say you are back. I say, yeah, this time I want to do the other side. I've now got a single tattoo next. After these two. I feel that these tattoos were here as a reminder for me also. To always in the midst of temptation, in the midst of conformity, in the midst of conditioning, to always go back to core values also. Do what makes you happy, not what everyone else is doing. And the key word is do what really makes you happy. And to feel it within yourself, right? And not come from like conditioning also. I feel that someone wants me to get this as a reminder. I've not got a single one yet.
How many times have you almost conformed, almost given to temptation? And then
What? Almost. I fucking spent the first 18 years of my life, right? Going through
but
school.
like throughout your entrepreneur journey, like there are times where you look at that tattoo and it kind of reminds you like, hey, I'm doing the wrong thing.
I think the
Is there a
first 7
significant-
years of struggle
Yes.
freed me a lot of it. Because the day I decided to quit university, I've already entered a space that is very different from everyone else. I have no safety net. I'm a uni dropout in Singapore. I'm eating one meal a day. I still have that 50 cent rock bottom kind of like bro, no one's got to save me. So I mean, I found a way to climb out of that. So I don't need to participate in any of this nonsense. Because what's the worst that you can do to me? Make me broke. Eat one meal a day. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? This looks like a nice fucking couch. Nicer than the one I slept on last time, you know. This is a good couch. I used to sleep here for fucking 6, 7. I used to sleep on a mattress in the middle of in my parents' living room. So my mother vacuumed at fucking 7 a.m. all over the place. What you gonna do? That I have not experienced before. Hunger? Done. Paying coins for meals? Done. Sleep on the couch? Done. What you gonna do? That you say, oh man, if you don't, I will punish you. Okay, sure.
So you hit rock bottom, then
Oh yeah,
the only way is going up.
no. So when you hit rock bottom and you realize, I'm actually okay with I can make it out of this. No one saved me, and you see, no one saved me for a week, no one saved me for a month, no one saved me for a year, no one saved me for many years. Do you know why? Have you watched that Batman villain? I'm not saying I'm a villain. Called Bane.
Yeah.
Do you know where Bane was born?
No.
Bane was born in jail. And during the entire period of time in jail, and I'm not saying I'm Bane. I just want you to understand. Bane was born in jail. And during the entire period of time, Bane was placed in a cell where it would frequently flood, where he was not given much food. So he's born in darkness. He's born in pain. He's born in all of these things. And so like everything else is a fucking joy. Because that's where he came from. So what you gonna do? Like send me back to pain and poverty? You mean where I spent 7 years understanding completely that? Staring at the ceiling, wishing things would change? But that's probably also why I need some form of therapy, I guess. That's probably why. But it's also like, you know, it's a bit of a double-edged thing also.
Yes. But I remember one of the things you told me before is like, you don't have a great relationship with your parents, especially
Now,
your mom.
A lot better.
Yes. So what shift? Like I recently, like 1 year ago, you brought them on a cruise.
Oh, this year.
This
Earlier.
year?
Yeah,
And then
wanna do
I
another
know
one.
you are not a cruise guy. Tell us how did you mend the relationship? Because I know they were very like
Oh, first of all, I am now a cruise guy.
judgmental back then when you left everything.
I am now a cruise guy. I advocate every single fucking person here to go on a cruise.
Okay.
You know you can make your own sushi on the cruise.
No,
It's
not
quite nice.
necessarily, Melvin.
It's fucking great, man. You can make your own sushi on...
If you book a sushi class.
Yes! It's only $30, man. I highly recommend it. It's fucking great. You can eat your own well-created or badly created sushi. But it's fucking great. Cruises are kind of awesome. So, but anyway, I realized for the longest time that I hated my parents. Because, to be fair, my mom could watch this also. My mom didn't have a great relationship with her own mother. And I felt that I'm not super sure if she super loved my dad. I think they got into not a marriage but a joint venture to get the fuck out of their own both shitty situations so that they can, you know, both get out of their own family situations. I'm not sure. My mom has told me that, you know, she probably loved some other guy in her younger days before. All those fantastic things to come and tell and tell me. But anyway, she's wounded from her relationship with her mom. Not sure she super likes my dad. They have kids because I don't know if they're supposed to have to, or that was what I thought. Then they have me, and my mom resents the fact that having me meant she lost her job and her freedom. I don't think she was mentally very stable. So she told me every day that she want to kill me. Every single day. She told me at least 3-4 times. 早知道我不要生你啊 right 我 abort 比较好啦 虐死你比较好啦 she tell me this 3, 4, 5 times a day every single
When you
day
were young.
yes for years all the way until I'm 15, 16, 17 Then you wonder, I mean, if I say I want to kill you every single day, and you got no choice but to listen to this shit, for fucking 17 years, you might not have a good relationship with me, right? Correct? I mean, is it cause and effect? Like, you know, because, right? And she was not very stable. She would chase my brother around with a knife. She would frequently, like, lose her shit, etc. And of course, that was what I observed. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? Is she, like, with this woman, is she fucking nuts? She was nuts. You know, and she had very high standards for us.
And your father didn't came to you guys?
Oh, my father's number one attitude to all of this, right, was very simple. He would avoid all of these, close the door and just say, as long as there's not a murder here, don't bother me. Then he would not give a shit. So my mom would beat the shit out of us and just like verbally abuse the shit out of us. And he would just be like, no murder, just don't call me. And he would go inside the room and do his own thing. And he would go inside and drink beer. That's it. And so we are outside like every single day. Lord knows what the fuck this woman has in mind today. So, obviously, I don't have a great relationship with her, and I was looking at the moment I made some money to get the fuck out of the house, obviously. You know, and of course, if we didn't get good grades, then Lord have mercy on our bodies and our soul. You know, probably that's what motivated me to do so well. Just don't want to get beaten, like really beaten. So, I harbored that resentment towards her, obviously, for a long time. I mean, you get beaten and abused and chased around with a fucking knife for 17, 18 years, you might not really like this person a lot. So I attend a class and they say, and of course that affected my relationship with women also. Because if you hate the first woman in your life, which is your mother, it's going to be an issue. So I go and attend classes and they say, hey man, you should forgive people. I say, man, hey, I totally understand. If you step on my shoe and you dirty it, I'll forgive you. But if you fucking do this shit to me for 18 years, I find it a little bit hard to forgive.
Yes.
I was like, why? And they said, you know, maybe there were things that you didn't know. Anyway, holding on to to anger, it's like poison to your soul. I say, okay, I'm willing to open and listen to this shit. Sounds horrible to do. Forgive her. Like, what the fuck? Like, she has made my life a living nightmare. So, as I progressed, I decided, okay, I want to ask her also. So I said, hey, man, hey, come. Now she's getting older. I said, hey, man, hey, I want to ask you. We sat down, you know, a few years ago. I said, I want to ask you, as we're growing up, why the fuck do you say so much, like, mean shit to me? I didn't have sex and produce a kid. You fucked the other guy and produced a kid. I am the outcome. I didn't ask to be here. Why the fuck did you do this to me? And she said, I want to tell you a story. I said, oh, okay, I want to hear some goddamn fucking story. She said, you know, I had a rough childhood. And, you know, as she was growing up, she didn't feel a lot of love. She didn't feel a lot of love. At the same time, she had a boyfriend who eventually became, like, who was the son of Lee Kuan Yew's doctor. They were supposed to get together, but the father realized that, you know, she came from a poor family. And he banned the relationship. And so my mom came from a place where she didn't feel love. She couldn't get together with the guy that she wanted. It was just very, very difficult for her. And in that moment, I saw a woman there who had a lot of pain, who had a lot of wounds. She did the best she could. And I also realized that I forgot a lot of things that she did that was great. Yeah. And she just passed down a lot of her pain. Then the second part, then I said, okay, so about this part where you say you want to kill me every day. She said, let me tell you another story. I said, I'm down for great fucking stories. She said, do you know that you're supposed to have a brother? I was like, oh, like a younger brother? Because I have a younger brother. He said, no, an older brother. I had never heard this story before. I said, okay. She said, oh, actually, you're supposed to have an older brother, but there was a miscarriage.
And she never told you?
Never. This is like, she told me the first time in 30 plus years, I never heard this story before. She said, then in order to have you, I had to go for IVF every single, like very, very frequently. Suffer a lot of pain and suffer a lot of this and da-da-da in order to have you. And so I hope that helps you understand whether we wanted to have you or not. Oh my God. She said this story and all the other beliefs I had, I can just see them visually, I just melt. Because now I know they're not true. Then I said, hey man, hey what the fuck man? Then why the fuck do you say that every day? She said, sorry, different generation. So that's what we say. I said, oh man. So then I see a woman, right, who has her own issues, has her own problems, can't really communicate. And she did her best. Unfortunately, her best was good in some areas, like, you know, getting good grades and providing a roof over the head, but really, really, really horrible in the area of emotional and stuff. I said, fuck it. What are we going to do? It wasn't like she maliciously tried to fuck my life up. Yeah. She did the best she could, but, you know, if you fucked up, the best you do is also kind of fucked up. And I say, you know what, everyone's getting older now. What are we going to do? Hold on to the past, blame a emotionally not right person for what they eventually did. Anyway, she did a lot of good stuff also. You know what, everyone's getting older. One day they're going to go, I don't want to hold on to this. I say, you know what, hey, come here. Fucking goddamn it, come here. Let's give each other a hug, man. Let's bury this shit. Let's give each other a hug. I say, you like a fucking holiday? Should I go on a family holiday? Family holidays sucked. Because why? She's nuts. My dad is so nuts. I say, you want a goddamn holiday? Let's go on a fucking holiday. So book a cruise. Was the cruise great? Not always. Because remember, they kind of nuts. But I just thought to myself, hey, you know what? Hey, they did the best they could. And we had a good time. I want to go on another one. Maybe earlier in Jan next year or in December. I'll book again.
So what makes you travel all around the world? Like, there are a lot of people who travel to places like Dubai because that's where money is, right? But you do the opposite. You travel to where your heart calls you to, where business calls you to.
That's it. You
live from suitcase to suitcase. How do you even choose the places you want to go?
I feel at the end of the day, it's chosen for me.
It's just the relationship there.
No.
Or what?
Somebody tells me where to go.
Somebody tells you where to go.
Then I just go. I go, it's supposed to be, I meet people, I get the message that there's a job to be done. I am Ethan Hunt. Somebody sends me a message. I just respond, your mission, should you choose to accept it. And I always accept the mission.
And what made you part ways? Like, I think one of the things was, we talked a bit about your divorce with your wife and then how you came back from that. There's also the part where you were in business with a good friend, Messiah, right? And you guys also recorded a podcast. Please don't go check it out. But you guys were crying each other's eyes out.
He was crying a lot.
Yeah. so what happened? Like, you guys were doing great. You guys were on the peak of the world. What made you want to separate?
I think two things also. I mean,
I think first, like, let the audience know. It's like, how did finding a partner worked out for you in business? How do you even find Joe? Because you were the superstar, he was the back-end guy, right?
Yeah.
And then you had such a beautiful synergy, a beautiful way to work together, but why split? So let's talk a bit about how you guys got together first.
Yes, they'll tell the whole story. What makes a good partner, right? People love to ask me this, either IG reel for this also. What makes a good partner is, number one, you have to have the same vision and beliefs. Then number two, right, you need to be complementary. If two of us have the same vision and belief, but we do the same thing, we're going to get in each other's way. Yes. You attack, I defend, I attack, you defend. That's the best one. So
we got to be complementary.
We have to be complementary also. That's super important.
So tell us more. How do we...
But how I found Joe was very funny. Because a lot of people go filter and find a partner. I just found Joe because I just came back. I remember there was a fellow who told me there was this underground internet marketer who was doing Sean Seah's ads. I said, we want to arrange a meeting for us. Then I met Joe, and we talked for 3 hours. Then I said, hey, you want a partner? Not exactly going through any DISC, MBTI, wealth dynamics profile. Later on, we will tell people that is probably what you should do in normal life to go and find a partner. Yes. This one, nothing. Just like find a person, click, connect, then say, hey, you want to do or not? That's it.
That's how you guys got together?
Yes, that's it. We met, first time ever at a juice shop, talked for 3 hours, and then I just said, you want to be a partner? He said, okay, steady, then let's do it. Looking back, I felt it was probably divine also. Yes. I think, they passed me the person that was the most suitable. I enjoyed the time together with Joe. It is great. Joe and I don't hang out. Joe and I absolutely don't hang out. Because what Joe likes and what I like, completely different. Joe likes sleeping early, I like sleeping late. Joe likes to do rather old man stuff on the weekends, right? Watch a movie with his family, do those sort of weird things. Complete opposite to what I do. We have never hung out. We established pretty quickly that our hobbies are not aligned. But the business activities we have and the things that we believe in were very, 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 very aligned. And that made for an amazing partnership for 8.5 years. I don't fault Joe at all because just like my ex-wife, he's entitled to pursue his happiness. Towards the tail end of 2024, he calls me and says, hey man, do you want to invest in a bubble tea shop? I said, what the fuck? I don't even drink bubble tea. I said, what kind of question is this? He said, oh man, he felt guided in order to, divinely guided to go and open a bubble tea shop that sells healthy bubble tea, herbal tea for seniors. I said, you know what? If that's what you want to do, then you go do it. I cannot join him on this journey also because I don't fucking like. That's not my mission. But we have done enough, and I think if he wants to pursue his own happiness, just like my ex-wife wants to, then he's more than entitled to go and do it also. Do I miss working together with him? Yes. It was fantastic. But this is the stage of life that he wants to be in now. He should go and pursue his own happiness also. And as and when I can, I still have the biggest order I have. When I brought Dan Kennedy's partner Dave D to Singapore, we ordered 150 cups, I think. 130 or 140 or 150 cups. Biggest single order that he has ever had in his bubble tea business. I will always support him. We're still friends. We talk a lot. You kind of notice that as a
it's like a team.
It's like a theme.
Yeah.
But you got to respect where people come and be for as long as they are.
What's your belief on this? Do you think there is everlasting relationships, or everybody is just a
So
pit
far,
stop?
I've not had everlasting, but I've had very, very good ones. They enter, they support, they help, and afterwards
They
they
just
pursue the
drift off.
path they want to be on. And then afterwards, we still remain amazing friends. I think that's the best part also. I think that probably shows the kind of person that I am. My former partner and I are still friends. Because there are only three ways this ends up. They still love you.
They hate you.
never want to see you never again, which means we kind of like...
Bad.
No, it is not bad. It is like, I will go my separate ways, you go separate ways, we don't have to talk.
yes.
Or the third one is, I'll sue the living fuck out of
Yes,
you.
yes.
It can be for ex-wife and for ex-partner.
So it
for every
wasn't
single one,
the
I'm
last
always
two
number one.
words.
I respect the fact that they move on and we still remain very, very good friends.
So, what makes...
So my ex-wife and my ex-partner likes me a lot.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not such a fucking terrible person, right?
So what makes you accept that?
I mean, it doesn't... I don't. Even if I don't accept, things run its course.
So,
It's sad. It's sad, it's tough. But I guess, like the tagline of the Matrix 3, right? It's called the Matrix Revolutions. Everything that has a beginning
must
has
have
an
an
end.
end. Who do you think is your biggest model growing up? Your role model?
For a brief moment, there wasn't a lot of models in my life. There wasn't a lot of role models in my life. But the one single movie that had the greatest impact on me, which I rewatch and can quote quotes out of, right, is Fight Club. Fight Club was the single most transformational movie in my life because it depicted, and it's not even always a great depiction, but it depicted, for me at that point of time, what I needed to in terms of that feeling that was building up inside me about not wanting to conform. A movie in 2+ hours, not always a great ending, in 2+ hours encapsulated what I felt, but could not express as a 16, 17, 18-year-old. And I watched the movie tons of times. I can quote all of the stuff inside.
What was one quote that impacted you the most?
There's a lot. There are so many quotes inside.
Yeah. But
Literally,
one.
every single one of these quotes, right? It is highly vulgar. And I don't spoil it for people. But there are tons of quotes, right? They talk about why we buy things, right? To impress the people that don't matter, that don't care, etc., etc. They like, and it was like so raw. I also don't know. I thought Hollywood was like pro-consumerism. Yeah. They created this movie that literally trashed every single one of the things that they. I thought it was the most refreshing thing ever. I was like,
Yes.
I thought this is a Matrix. Why the fuck they allowed this movie to be screened? I highly encourage people to watch that movie.
Okay. And then what's next for Melvin?
I mean, after like from now on.
Yeah, from now on, like, are you gonna continue to live life on the edge, answer the calling of every Mission
Yeah.
Impossible?
Yeah. One thing I like about Tom Cruise is he has never received an Oscar. But when he entered a Hollywood room full of Oscar winners, everyone knew he was the man. No other man at 60+ years old hangs from an airplane, parachutes off a motorcycle that drops from a mountain. You don't like him for Scientology or not like him or what the fuck you think about him. He's dedicated. 65 is an age where most people call it a day. And this man has made tons of money already. He's got Mission Impossible 1 and all that fucking movie. So
Yes.
that motherfucker ain't doing it for money. He's doing it for the love of the craft, for pushing the boundaries, answering the calling, taking up the mission, for love of whatever this is. 65. He's still doing it. Why?
So what does Melvin love?
That's a great question. I also don't know. But as of now, I'm moving in the direction of fully embracing whatever I think I'm supposed to do. I think in those moments, I feel most like myself. Yeah. In those moments, I feel most myself. I feel like I'm me. Yeah. And so, in a way, maybe I need to do it. I need to do it. I think the work needs me also. So there's no expiry date.
Do you ever
But this is not an easy life.
Yeah, it's not an easy life. Like, do you ever wish life was easier?
Yes and no. But yes, then I won't be me already. There are certain perks to being me.
Yeah. What perks? What perks?
I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah, so what perks?
You see,
Make you feel.
the gift comes in a double-edged sword. The gift allows you to see and do things that most people cannot do. But the gift also comes with responsibility.
And what's that responsibility?
Responsibility is, well, you must do the work.
Yeah. And what advice?
But it comes with certain gifts. Like I can just like, so it's a double-edged thing. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm quite sure some people will understand what I mean.
And what's the advice would you give?
Most people want the gift with the ability.
Yes.
But no responsibility.
So if somebody said, I wanted the gift, but what advice would you give them? Like, what advice would you give your younger self or anybody who's watching right now?
They try to crystallize most of the most intelligent books in the world.
Yeah.
The one sentence. Do you know what the one sentence is?
Hope.
No. The one sentence is, there is no free lunch. You see, everybody wants something for nothing. That's why I talk about sowing and reaping. The fundamental law of the universe is cause and effect. Cause and effect means if I want something, I must give something. Sowing and reaping. I sow, I reap. Everyone wants to reap, but they don't want to sow. That's how you get scammed, by the way. You get scammed because you want something for nothing. Something for nothing is a scam.
Yes.
So fundamentally, right, every gift is something, but you're not going to get it for nothing. So there is a price. If you don't want to do the responsibility, then you're going to get nothing.
Would you say that's the price of freedom?
It's the price of everything.
Because you say you want to break the conformity, you want to be free.
Do you know what the price of doing nothing is?
Yes.
You broke, then you don't enjoy the things you want. Then you say, do you know the price?
Misery.
Poverty, misery,
Yes.
You suffer. But then you say, oh, I want to do a lot of things. Then there's a price also. The price of that is sacrifice. Everything has a price. Doing nothing has a price. Being mediocre has a price. Price of your happiness, price of your feeling of full potential. Everything has a price. Exercise has a price. Not exercising has a price. Everything has a price. And sometimes when you don't see the price, that's the scariest one. Because remember, when you don't see a price, you think it is free. But it's not.
Give us an example.
Oh man, there's so many things.
Just one.
Some people think you can borrow.
Yes.
And there's no price. Some people think you can do like evil shit. Because I don't get caught in the moment, I can keep on pushing. Everything has a price. When you don't see the price, that's where it's the scariest. Because it all comes back. What the fuck is karma? Karma is a price. But I don't see it yet. Doesn't mean it's not coming. It all has a price. That's the fundamental law of the universe. Cause and effect. You say, how come the fella that do bad shit hasn't come back yet? Hey, the day is not come. But one day it comes. One day it comes knocking. And when that day comes, you know what that day is called? It's called Judgment Day. That might come in this lifetime. That might come in another lifetime. That might come in another time. Everybody has to face Judgment Day. Sometimes it comes sooner than you think. Sometimes it comes at a later date. But you never know when it's going to come. Do some illegal shit. One day you go, David Chua. How do you know? Oh shit. Today is Judgment Day. Then you're like, oh no, I should never have done it. Hey, too late, brother.
But some people listening to this or watching this, they might think it feels like church. Would you say you're a preacher?
Hello, whoever knock on the door is not Christian, you know. It's like whoever will come. You know, you do a bad.
But you have a natural ability preaching.
Oh, I have no idea. I think I say a lot of colorful things. But I tell you, at the end of the day, It all comes back. It's a boomerang. This is the key. You spread kindness, you say, but I don't get kindness immediately. Give it a while. It will come. You spread anger, fear, and negativity. You spin that boomerang out. That boomerang gonna. But I haven't seen it. He hasn't hit me yet. Give it a while. It's gonna come back. And when it comes back,
It's always harder.
it's harder. It is a holding missile. And when it comes back, right, you will try to run it. But there's no escaping. The Reaper is coming for you, man. Everybody pays a price. You never read the Greek myth, man. Everyone who tried to do shit always end up getting something. Right? That is the law of the universe. Cause and effect. There is no free lunch.
You either pay now or you pay later.
Shit, man. Pay later is always a bigger price, man. Especially if you don't know the payment. That one is the most scary one. Because then in your mind you think it's free. But it's not free. That's the scariest part. There's nothing free. Correct or not? So everything free, right? There's a price, right? What's the price of Facebook? Your privacy, It sounds free, right? What's the price of TikTok? Your sanity, Correct, right? It's free. Nothing free, bro. Well, they need money to build the thing, right?
Yes.
So they for sure are trading something, right?
So in closing, what would you say for business owners right now? Like with AI, everything that's coming up, what do you think is the focus for people to do? Is it to go
I
in
always
cowboy
to go
like
down-
you?
I always like to go down the universal law path. Because, Bezos said, in a world that changes, we need to build around things that never change. That's a great book by something house, Morgan House.
Yes.
It's called Same as Ever. Fantastic book. And look at the things that never change. So what are things that never change? First key. And then we can look at polarity. What are things that never change? People still want the same things. Right? They want to be fit. They want to fuck better. They want to have more sex and better relationships. They want to make more money. Do all these things. So if you concentrate around how you can help people get these things, then you will continue to do well. Number two, you have to understand that the artificiality breeds two things. Number one, AI, right, is hot, but then everything new becomes old, everything old becomes new, everything new becomes
Yes,
jaded
like
also.
blockchain. Like
It all becomes jaded. You know why? AI brings you what problems? At the start, everyone's like, oh my God, I create so much content. After a while, too much AI content. Then people get jaded. When they get jaded by the law of polarity, they move away from artificial to genuine. So I think simultaneously as AI increases, the need to build real communities, real relationships, real events, transformation is going to simultaneously increase. Because too much of a good thing is a bad thing. If you drink too much cold shit, after a while you want to drink hot shit. You drink too much hot shit, you want to drink cold shit. So if there's so much of this, the other side is going to have a demand sooner or later. So the smart person is the person that, yes, uses AI, etc., but also understands simultaneously, alongside that, by the law of polarity, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So you keep the relationships, you keep the transformation, you keep the communities, you keep the events, give people an opportunity to meet. People wouldn't do that as a default, but they will still want to do it. And in fact, they'll cherish those times even more. While simultaneously using AI on the front end, but leading to all the back end being those kind of things also.
authentic relationship.
In a world of fake, real is the king.
Yes.
So you can look at the word. What is the opposite of artificial intelligence? Authentic intelligence. Think about it. Opposite of artificial is what? Authentic. Artificial intelligence and AI overuse, right, creates a situation where people only know how to read scripts.
And they lack the human
No,
emotion.
they cannot be met.
Yeah.
I saw Chris Lu talk about this also, and I think it's so important. Never meet your fucking creators that you watch in real life. Majority of them are just reading off scripts that teams or copywriters have produced. They are actors. So they cannot meet you in real life, right? Because when they meet you in real life, they don't have the fucking actors, they don't have the scripts, they have the AI. Nobody has ever been disappointed when they met me. I'm more impressive live in person than even on social, which is great. Because I look like I can do it on social, but then when you see me in real life, I can actually fucking do it. And you're like, wow, holy shit, this guy's legit. That's the key. Not true for a lot of people. Because their content is all short and it's all put up and a lot of it is artificial and they cannot meet you.
Yes.
Because when it comes out to it, right, they can only do it when everything is well engineered and well perfected. But they can't take it up and do it. Right? That's the diff.
Nice. Thank you for coming to this podcast, Melvin.
Thank you.
And that's the end
Please
of
comment, write
episode
all your
2.
anger below or upset.
anger, upset, or aha moments in the comments below. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. If you like more of Melvin, just type on Melvin, then we can do another episode on going deeper, darker, and going even more personal into the hard truths of life. And this is why we do the Business Buddha podcast. Thank you so much, Melvin.
Woohoo!